This Wednesday, the new documentary, Turn It Around, the story of East Bay punk, premieres in San Francisco. It's narrated by Iggy Pop, it's executive produced by the Bay Area's own Green Day, and it details the evolution of punk rock music.
San Francisco, I think at one point it's probably the strongest scene in America.
All of a sudden, all these bands just start popping up.
The bands that we were excited about were our East Bay bands.
It had an important place in the pantheon of punk. It was about playing honest music.
Joining us this morning live in studio is the producer and director, Corbett Redford. Corbett, good morning. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You talk about punk in San Francisco, maybe in the 70s. At when did it make the transition, to the East Bay?
Not too long after. I think the early 80s, it started kind of making its way over the bridge. But the birth of punk in the Bay Area was in San Francisco. Our film, it kind of culminates in the arrival of the 924 Gilman Street Music Collective in Berkeley.
Right.
It's had a long life here, 30 years.
Is it more about the documentary? Is it more about the bands or about the audience? The people who love punk?
The bands are a big part of it, but I think part of Bay Area punk is about community and the people involved. So we really focus on regions and people and the kind of collective volunteer nature of the whole movement.
Because that's what 924 Gilman was, right?
That's what it is. It's still to this day.
Still is, yeah.
Helpgilman.org. It's still around. It's still there for people to come and participate and volunteer and grow and build together.
You lived the birth of punk. You went to high school at Pinole Valley High with Billy Joe Armstrong and Mike Dirt of Green Day. And so when they called you and said, hey, we're thinking of doing this thing, we're looking maybe for some old videos, you said yes and yes.
I said, yeah, I knew where to find this stuff, and I volunteered myself.
Good for you.
And Billy said, hey, I think you're right. Let me talk to the band. I'll talk to you tomorrow. And then suddenly, for 4 years, I'm on this ride.
Yeah.
So.
And there are some scenes that, no one other than friends and family have seen before. Taking these guys way back.
Yeah, there's footage of Green Day when they're 14 years old in a backyard. There's footage of Operation Ivy, the flagship band of Gilman playing in a practice space. There's footage of the Gilman Street Club when it opened with the train tracks that were still by the doors. I think there's a lot in this for people who are fans already of the genre who can watch it and really be excited.
So what did you learn about it, just being embedded in this for the past 4 years of your life?
A lot. That the first East Bay punk shows were done at a place called Aido's. It got trashed, and so promoter Wes Robinson took it all the way to Rodeo at the Rio Theater.
Oh, wow.
So, if you think about that, 20 years later, the biggest punk band in the genre, Green Day, comes out of Rodeo. But the very first successful punk shows happened in the East Bay and Rodeo.
But when Green Day went mainstream, does it lose a special, if it's legit, it's not cool anymore?
I would say that back in the day, the Sex Pistols, the Clash, the Ramones, Blondie, Talking Heads, these were all major label bands. And if you keep your common voice and your sense of humanity, you're not going to lose it in that fray. I think Green Day reinvigorated the genre by bringing people back into the fold.
Yeah. Have they screened it already?
We did a private,
we
did a private screening.
Right. Send it back. Do it again. Come on, Corbett.
There's a couple cuts to black that are coming out, but really, I would say that the reaction has just been so overwhelmingly positive. The people who the film is about, we really feel like mobilized. We feel like we did a good job, and that the heart is there, and our aim is true.
I would think that it must be pretty emotional for them to look back on it. When you talk of them being 14 and playing in the backyard there, for them to sit there and watch it, kind of all come full circle.
It's their journey, and I think we had a cast and crew screening the other evening, and tears abound. So.
Oh, gosh. Wonderful. Well, Corbett, I want to let everyone know we have all the information you need about Turn It Around, where you can catch it on KTVU.com. Look for it in the web link section of the Mornings on 2 tab. You can also find it on the mobile app. So the premiere is in San Francisco. Why not in the East Bay? A little slight pressure here.
There will be East Bay screenings to benefit Gilman in early July. Also in August, there's a run. The film opens May 31st at the Alamo, June 2nd all the way through the 6th at the Alamo in San Francisco.
Okay.
But then late July, August, East Bay and the world.
Okay.
So.
Awesome. Congratulations, Corbett Redford. Turn It Around, the story of East Bay punk.
Cool.
We'll be right back. I have to pressure you, of course. We're here in Oakland, so you have to.
No, that's good.
Oakland proud. Oakland proud.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you.